Cool. Hey folks, this is Ben from Road to VR, and I'm here at E3 2014. Seems like it was just a couple weeks ago that we were at GDC 2014, but Nate, you were saying a lot has happened since then. So what are you showing here at E3?
So at E3 we're showing DK2, which we announced at GDC and has been sort of in production. We got pilot run units out to a number of developers, and here at the show we're showing a number of experiences running on the DK2. Sort of demos, vertical slices, and actually some full games that will be available sort of alongside the Consumer Rift when that comes. So the 4 main experiences we're showing at the booth. And
today?
Today. And 3 that you saw here today. Super Hot, Lucky's Tale by the Playful team, and Aliens Isolation by Creative Assembly and Sega. So it's a lot of neat content, all using DK2.
And I saw you guys have almost like a little prototype museum down there on those plastic heads. Is that just put together?
It's just for fun.
Just for fun. Some of the.
It's not a comprehensive collection.
No, I didn't think so.
It's what we were able to kind of throw together.
And we had to pull some of the last minute because we were trying to decide which ones would make the cut, but it's pretty neat.
So you mentioned that you haven't typically showed horror games in your booth up till now because you don't really want to scare people away from VR, but was Aliens Isolation just so compelling that you thought it'd be a great experience to have in there?
It's compelling, and it doesn't use jump scares to make people scared. A lot of people, they use horror games the same way that they would use them on a PC, and that's just not a good way, I think, to get people to appreciate virtual reality. You can scare people with a jump scare on any platform. But the Aliens team actually took a lot of time, like even in just this E3 demo, they've adjusted AI and the way it works in a way where you don't have something jump out, like you see it, and then you have a stare down, and then it attacks you.
Yeah.
But it's not like a sudden attack. You know it's coming, and then it comes over to you, and it's actually still really terrifying. And even just the ambiance of being on an abandoned space station is
when the
really
lights shut off on you. When that happened the first time, I was like, are they gonna come back on?
It's definitely one of the more memorable experiences. I mean, just when people put on the Rift and try it, they definitely come out and they're like, okay, don't want to play that again for a little while, but that was pretty cool.
So I think that's why we're showing it. It's not just a horror game that was meant to get a reaction out of people on PC and they jam it in the Rift. They really did a good job of adapting it for virtual reality. And there's a lot of UI things, like when you bring up the radar to look for the alien, it brings up the arm and you look down at the radar.
Yeah.
It's not
and you can actually peer around it or like leaning closer to it. And this is still an early build. So all of the stuff they did is very, very cool.
And Lucky's Tale, you guys just announced, is a pretty fun experience. It's obviously much more friendly just in terms of content, which would be a great kid-friendly game, but there's tons of older people that love games like Super Mario, so do you see this being one of the kind of defining platformers with the launch of the CV1?
I definitely am super excited about it.
I mean, it's one of the only platformers out there that's been announced, but it's definitely one of the really polished ones. We've been working with the Playful guys for a long time, and it's hard to make it all come across in a 3-minute demo at the E3 booth, but there's a lot of things that they're able to do that they can build on top of what's already a great platformer game and really make it shine in virtual reality. There's a lot of things you can do in virtual reality that can't be done normally.
Yeah, and they're one of the best, I think, VR teams in the world. We've actually been working
They've
with
dedicated
them.
themselves to really making VR games built from the ground up for VR.
So we've been working with them for over a year on prototyping different experiences, getting their feedback on software and hardware, and just like game design outright. And sort of as we progressed through it, they found sort of this style, this platformer game was so compelling. And a lot of the ideas, you can't capture it all at the show, like all the effort they put in to make it, amazing in VR, and a lot of the unique things they've come up with. They're actually saving some of that. We try to make it an easy.
Saving almost all of it.
Yeah.
You can only get like 1 or 2 mechanics really into
squeezed
3-minute
demo. Yeah, but I think when people play it, they get this. It definitely opens their eyes to like the possibility, like, oh man, this could be an amazing way to play a platformer, and it is, definitely refreshing in terms of a genre that's, been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Paul Bettner's OG. He's in. Like we've been talking about VR since before Carmack showed it at E3 in 2012. So
their team really believes, and that's what it makes a huge difference.
So you guys say you're on track to ship DK2 in July. Any middle, end, beginning?
No. I think we're on track.
I mean, we're going to ship in July. We don't have any exact specific date because once you get into within a month, it's not even up to us or problems is just like variations in shipping time. You know, did it get in on Friday or Monday?
Yeah.
You know, did it sit over the weekend? So we're not going to come up with a date within the month.
Got it.
So we're on track.
Cool. So was the case scrapped for the DK2?
The case has been scrapped in a way. We moved to a different style box and case for a lot of different reasons.
The box can be a case.
The box, exactly. The box doubles as a case, but we got rid of the big black honking sort of.
But at the same
talk
time,
about us about
but the same,
No,
but at the same time, the box it comes in is a lot nicer than just the cardboard shipping box. That was just a box to put the case in. This is actually designed as a nice box.
A lot of debate about the box internally, but we think we've come up with a pretty good concept that balances, the best of both worlds.
And it's a significant cost, not just for the cost of the case, but also making things bigger and bulkier, and that adds a lot onto the shipping
And
costs.
logistics, yeah.
So on the DK2, there's that top port that receives the camera cable. Does the camera actually clip on, or is that like you'd have to print a 3D print accessory to hook it on there?
It's not a thing we're doing, so.
But it's for developers to be able to plug it in there and experiment if they want to.
Mm-hmm. In terms of the
Yes, if they wanted to plug it in and experiment, whether it's a camera or other peripherals that need this thing. It's difficult to do because of, we got the LEDs on the headset, but it is there.
Well, I mean, so if you, let's say I'm a hacker maker type and I want to whip up some input scheme with little IR LEDs, the camera doesn't mount specifically. You'd have to rig up.
Yeah,
camera
we haven't built anything to do it. That's why we're not doing it.
Exactly.
And if you played around at all with having camera up there and a camera inside out and
Of course
outside
we
in
have.
track?
We play with everything.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, I guess that'll wrap us up for now. I think it's about time that we get going. But thank you so much for showing us everything.
pleasure,
Good luck
Ben.
with the rest of the show,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks for coming.
And I think I speak for many of us in saying that I'm really excited for the DK2 to come to life. So thanks, guys.